A parliamentary committee today put officials from the Office of the Prime Minister on the spot over accountability, service delivery and gaps in the implementation of government programs. During the session held at Parliament, legislators on the Accountability Committee, tasked with scrutinizing public expenditure, questioned OPM officials on the utilization of funds allocated to key national interventions, including disaster preparedness and refugee management. Members of Parliament expressed concern over delays in the implementation of government programs coordinated under the Prime Minister's office, noting that such setbacks continue to affect vulnerable communities across the country. The legislators demanded clear timelines and measurable outcomes, warning that Parliament would not tolerate inefficiency in critical service delivery sectors.
Ezokudibuda ezo tugambye tujja kuzeekenennyako nnyo tulabe sisakwedibuda naye babadde tulina priorities ennyingi ze tulowooza nti ziyinza kuyambibwa nga tukendeza ku ssente ezo ezimu.
The committee further pressed officials to explain discrepancies in financial reporting, with some MPs citing inconsistencies between budget allocations and actual outputs on the ground. Officials from the Office of the Prime Minister, however, defended their performance, attributing some of the challenges to funding constraints and the complex nature of coordinating multiple government agencies. The meeting is part of ongoing scrutiny of ministerial policy statements and budget performance of the 2026-2027 financial year as Parliament intensifies its oversight role ahead of the national budget approval process. The committee is expected to compile a report with recommendations to be presented to the House for further action. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, today released the Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index Census Monography at Statistics House in Kampala, raising fresh concern over rising poverty levels across the country. The report, unveiled at the agency's headquarters in Nakasero, provides a comprehensive analysis of poverty beyond income, examining multiple deprivations, including access to education, healthcare, housing and sanitation. Speaking at the launch at the agency's Nakasero headquarters, UBOS Executive Director Chris Mukiza warned that poverty remains a growing challenge, with more Ugandans experiencing multiple forms of deprivation despite ongoing government interventions. Mukiza noted that while some households may earn an income, many still lack access to essential services, which continues to push communities deeper into vulnerability.
Tubadde tutunuulira obwavu okuva mu makoona gonna, ennyumba omuntu mwasula, toyireti omuntu z'akozesa, amazzi, ebyobulamu, obugagga bwennyini mu maka, bintu ki byalina. Kalamojja obwavu yes Kalamojja yekulembedde, ate ne mu mbeera eno eya multidimensional indicators zonna nga zitunuuliddwa era performinga bubi. Ensimbi nyingi eziteereddwa Kalamojja, ekyo tulina okukikkiriza, naye ate tulina okukkiriza nti Kalamojja ebadde disadvantage nti tefuna mazzi ng'ebitundu ebirala bye zifunamu, era ebintu bingi kakati ebikolebwa tourism eri eyo, ekidepo yonna waliyo, ebyobulambuzi byonna twapuruvinze kakati enguudo nyingi ezigenda Kalamojja. Juzi twayisa gye tuyita Kalamojja development plan, kwegamba twagala okuba Kalamojja eno ne bulo ey'amaanyi ennyo, kubanga ebadde problem eyongera okutuswaza mu bigambo ebyokulwanyisa obwavu mu Uganda. Bo bennyini balina okwekolamu omulimu okubanga bakyusa attitude yaabwe ku ngeri gye batunuuliramu ensonga y'obwavu.
According to UBOS, the Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index report highlights disparities between rural and urban populations, with rural households bearing a heavier burden of poverty due to limited access to basic services and infrastructure. Mukiza urged government agencies, development partners and policy makers to use the data to design targeted interventions aimed at reducing inequality and improving living conditions. The Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index is part of a series of reports derived from the 2024 National Census and is expected to play a key role in guiding poverty elevation strategies and resource allocation in the coming years. ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro appeared today, Thursday, in a New York court for the second time since his capture by U.S. forces in an extraordinary nighttime raid. Maduro, 63 years of age, and wife Cecilia Flores have been held in a Brooklyn jail for almost 3 months after American commandos snatched the pair from their compound in Caracas in early January. Several backers and opponents of Maduro gathered outside the courthouse, including some with a large inflatable doll depicting him in an orange prison jumpsuit with handcuffs.
No more sanctions, no more.
Maduro and his wife were forcibly taken by U.S. commandos in the early hours of January 3rd in airstrikes on the Venezuelan capital, backed by warplanes and a heavy naval deployment. At least 83 people died and more than 112 people were injured in the assault, according to Venezuelan officials. However, no U.S. service members were killed. At his first U.S. court appearance in January, Maduro struck to a defiant tone as he identified himself as the president of Venezuela despite being captured. New Vision TV. Stream smart, stream New Vision.